Utkarsh Minds Python for Data Science. I am Pranav Nerurkar and I will be taking this course. I am a PhD in data science and I have designed this course for people who want to become data scientists. Python is an essential tool in that journey, and so this session is about an introduction to data science and how using Python we can explore the field of data science. There are going to be several subtopics covered throughout this course, like introduction, types, models, pre-processing, data cleaning, and how to achieve all this with the help of Python. So today we will start with our first video, which covers the introduction to machine learning. Data science is a broad topic. Sometimes people use data science, sometimes they use the term artificial intelligence, sometimes machine learning, and sometimes deep learning. So data analysis or data science is a broad field. The mother field is artificial intelligence, which started in the 1950s, followed by machine learning, which began to flourish in the year 1980s, and then came deep learning, which saw a new boom in the 2010s. These days people speak of latest tools like ChatGPT, which is generative AI. That is also a part of deep learning. We will see further that how the tools that enable ChatGPT today have existed and evolved from 1980s. Machine learning, a field which has three subfields, as you see here in the image. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. Subset is a mathematical term which means it is a part of the artificial intelligence. So if AI is the ocean, then machine learning is the sea. So machine learning has many types of techniques. One is called unsupervised, other are supervised, and there are reinforcement. There is also a subfield here which is semi-supervised. We will be going into the details of unsupervised, supervised, and semi-supervised in the course of this video. Supervised learning and unsupervised learning, the two major types of machine learning. In supervised learning, there is a supervisor whose job is to create a data set from which the algorithm will learn a pattern. Here you see raw data does not have any identification, but the supervisor, he identifies the different parts or different samples present in this raw data. For example, he will identify this image as mango, this image as apple, and he will prepare a table or some representation which will have two major fields. One is the raw data, and on the other hand there is the label, that means the identity of that raw data. For example, image of mango and the label will be mango. So a supervisor will take a lot of efforts to label this raw data. Now raw data can be images, it can be any other form of data, which we will see in the course of this video. Once x and y which are the common notations for input and output, or raw data and label. Once x and y have been created, then the algorithm will learn a relationship to identify from raw data which is the label. That means it will learn to identify y from x, or y given x. These are common notations in data science, x and y. Unsupervised learning does not have the supervisor, which means no one is creating a labeled data set, and the algorithm has to learn from the raw images what is the meaning of, or what is the label of that data. It is a challenging task with no fixed or accurate results. What kind of applications use unsupervised learning and which applications use supervised learning, we will follow in the course of this and other videos following this. Right now, the only important thing to remember is that there is supervisor who creates a data set in supervised learning. There is no supervisor who creates a data set in unsupervised learning. Within supervised learning, so right now we are diving into supervised learning. There are two types of problems that are solved by data science. One is regression and other is classification. Regression stands for prediction of one value from infinite possibilities, or prediction of a continuous value. Continuous means it does not have any beginning or it does not have any end. There are infinite possibilities. For example, what will be the temperature tomorrow? The possibilities are infinite because the temperature can go from negative to 73 degrees up to positive infinity. There are infinite possibilities, and one of these infinite possibilities will be predicted by the model, such as, for example, the model may predict 32 degree. In classification, there are finite possibilities and only one of them will be the answer most of the times. There are exceptions that there can be more than one answers, but classification means selection from one of the finite possibilities. Will it be hot or cold tomorrow? So we have cold, we have hot, two possibilities, and the model may say that yes, it will be cold. So it is selecting one out of n possibilities. N is finite, whereas here possibilities are limitless. In the course, you will learn that regression is a part of classification. That means regression problems are a subset of classification. So I am reusing the notations earlier, that we have classification as the ocean and regression as the sea, which means a part of the ocean. Why is that? And more information I will disclose in the course of this entire video series. Further, we have one type of learning called semi-supervised learning. This is referred to as a hybrid of supervised and unsupervised. If you recall supervised learning, there is a labeling process. So we have one data which is labeled, and in unsupervised we don't have labeled data. So this is unlabeled data. With a combination of both this unlabeled and labeled data, we are training a model, and that model makes predictions which are known as pseudo labels. These are the predictions for this unlabeled data. and then this trained model is further applied on new data and gives predictions. Since there is unsupervised learning, I am abbreviating that as US, and supervised learning S, together it is known as semi-supervised learning. When you read about models like ChatGPT, you will see that these models have been trained by procedure which is similar to semi-supervised learning. Then what is structured data? There are two types of data. One is structured and one is unstructured. The structured data means that data is in the form of a table, tabular structure. You can see here it has rows and columns. So this is a structure. Whereas video files, images, these do not have a tabular structure. These are raw data. So whether it be surveys, transaction data, chat, email, tweets, ratings, audio, video, all these things are not having a tabular structure. So these are known as these are known as unstructured data. So whenever you see tables, you should say that the data is structured, and whenever you see audio, video or non-tabular data, then you should identify that as unstructured. Human beings, they are comfortable with unstructured data, audio, video. So we have conversations, we read books, we write emails, we watch videos, we hear music. That is unstructured data. We are interacting with unstructured data. Whereas tables is something that certain professionals may interact with, but humans interact more with unstructured data. That is why in this figure you will see that unstructured data has a larger proportion than structured data, because occurrence of unstructured data is also large compared to structured data. The example of unstructured data is any text document where there are just a collection of words which without any identification information, which is the name, which is the degree, which is the age, is not clear in this text. For a machine, for us, for humans, we can read and identify. Structured data is exactly the opposite. It has a well-defined structure. We can identify the number of people, the degrees, their age, their IDs, everything is structured. In semi-structured, it is between these two types. There are tags to identify, but it is not having a tabular structure. So you can identify what is the age of student ID number 2 because of this age tag. So it is possible to have tags but not a tabular structure in semi-structured data. One example of this is XML files, HTML web pages, or any other markup language. Okay, so with that we have come to the end of this first introductory video. We have seen data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, how these are related, what are the main types of machine learning, what are the different problems solved in machine learning, what are the data, what are the types, and what is the examples. We will continue further and explore the depths of this topic. Thank you.